going, guys. Now, if you are an American, there is a specific food that you already know that you have to identify with. And no, that is not.
What are you gonna pick? Hot pocket.
It is the all-American classic hamburger. And in my opinion, Americans take pride in this food as much as they do barbecue. And if you don't like this, you might as well just fucking leave the country. Don't quote me on this, but I think back in the day when you immigrated to the United States, if you didn't like hamburgers, you were considered a commie-loving butt rapist. But even for me growing up, even though my mom was an amazing chef and she cooked bomb-ass food, I always craved a really good hamburger from Burger King or McDonald's. Sponsor me. And one of the biggest things that I loved about hamburgers was how diverse it was and how it was presented as a dish. Now, this burger place that I ate at a couple weeks ago is a joint called Bachi Burger. I think the original location is somewhere out in Las Vegas, but not too long ago, it opened up in Pasadena. So of course I had to go there because I'm not driving all the way to Vegas to taste that shit. It's too far. It smells like piss, shit, and shame. So let's talk about some of the food that I ate. I reviewed the footage. I apologize for that face. You will see that in your nightmares. The moment when I looked at the menu, my eyes were drawn towards one item, and it was the Oxtail chili cheese fries. Now think about what I just said. That's right, I said oxtail, I said a chili, I said a cheese, I said a fries. Now these fries are obviously not like the normal chili cheese fries that you grew up with eating, and if you don't like this shit, then you have an anus for a tongue. Oxtail chili and all of its tender, beefy, fall apart goodness is topped with a little bit of cilantro, some jalapenos, and of course that creamy aioli. Then on top of that is a delicious fried egg, and of course where you pot that egg yolk and you let it drizzle down all over the chili down to the fries. Yes, my friends. You got a boner yet? Yeah, because I do. Oh, information that you shouldn't share. Now there is one thing that I didn't like too much about it. Everything was relatively perfect for me except for the temperature of the chili. When I got it served, I'm not sure if that's how they wanted it, but the chili was a little bit on the warm side, and I don't know how to feel about that because the fries are nice and hot and crispy, and if you get this whatever temperature chili, it kind of fucks with me a little bit. But other than that, I tell you, the second appetizer that we had was the grilled artichoke dip. I love artichoke dip, especially when it's done right, and that's obviously something that you've probably eaten at Super Bowl parties, but this is not one of those things. It was salty, it was creamy, it was cheesy, and of course when you top that off with a little bit of the fried lapchung, it added that porky goodness that it needed. Then you dip that with the chip, put it in your mouth, and then you go to heaven, and then after that you have sex. Now, was it my favorite dish? No, and the main reason why was because it's kind of labeled as a crab artichoke dip, but because of all the other ingredients, I think the crab got lost in it, and I didn't get that flavor profile that I wanted. Now, let's talk about the burger experience. One of the dope things that I love about Bachi is their presentation because it's always on point. Look at that shit. Tell me right now that you couldn't throw that on an ugly person's face and it'll change your whole perspective on them. So, baby, what's on there? Ew! Flavor in these burgers is something that it does not lack, and even though it looks extremely decadent, it's not as heavy as you think. Now, we all know what makes a burger shine the most, and it has to be all about the patty. The combination of beef that they're gonna use in the majority of their burgers is gonna be a combo of a well-aged chuck, short rib, and brisket. And for their dishes with pork in it, they're only going to use Duroc pork or Kurobuta pork. Now, if you guys don't know what Duroc and Kurobuta pork is, you got Google, bitch, use it. The burger that I ate and enjoyed thoroughly was the Miyagi-san, and this patty was made from Wagyu beef. It had a delicious fried egg topped with a little bit of furikake, sweetness from these caramelized onions, and a textural crunch from these fried onions, and you just the food experience there was pretty bomb. I'm probably gonna go ahead and try that shit again. And if you guys want to sample a lot of things, I suggest you go with a lot of friends. You guys get different burgers, and then you could try a lot more things out. And of course, if you're going to this restaurant and you are on a diet and you are counting calories, it's pretty easy. You just gotta go online, get on Yelp, go to the search bar, and look for another fucking place to eat. How fucking long did it take me to memorize that line? Shit! When I came into this country, I got an American starter kit. It was filled with guns, bullets, hamburgers, and divorce papers.